You won't believe just how much gaming has changed in the last 30 years, from the days of Super Mario World and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to the heady days of 3D, up to last decade's live service model with microtransactions and season passes, to the modern era where gaming is beginning to emerge as a real way of making money. Now we can see streamers raking it in, just playing games and reacting to them, esports teams making tidy salaries, and the latest development of all, play-to-earn games that are evolving collectibles into NFTs, incorporating cryptocurrency into their midst. How do you make money playing NFT games though? What can you do as a total beginner to get involved, and how does it all work to make you wealthy? As always, I'm going to answer all these questions and way more in today's video, so make sure you stay and watch the very end of this video. Subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications as well if you don't want to miss out on various pieces of news, tips, and rumors that could potentially make you a whole lot of money really quickly. I should also point out, of course, that I'm not a professional financial advisor, and you need to make sure that you only invest with what you're willing to lose, because guys, it's a jungle out there, so stay vigilant. And having said that, if you're finished subscribing, I think we can go ahead and dive right in. Since the 1980s, I think it's fair to say that kids have been growing up with the aspiration of being able to make money by playing video games. It's kind of the dream for an entire generation, and that's fine, because it's now becoming possible thanks to NFT games. In case you didn't know, NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, are digital assets, such as pieces of art, music, or other media, basically anything that can be digitally created and then tied to a smart contract in order to prove its authenticity as a genuine article. These can then be traded and bought and sold for real money, and they've actually existed since around 2014, but it's only been lately that they've really caught on and are taking over the decentralized sphere. Now typically, these kinds of NFT games that have risen lately are based on that free-to-play model most people have tried to play at least once on their smartphones. Usually these games include collectibles like Pokemon-style creatures or other things of a similar nature, which can then be bought, sold, traded, and used in-game. Now these are NFTs as they exist in the gaming sphere, and they can be worth a lot of money, especially if you've earned them rather than buying them. And you can even see some of these going for huge sums of money, as in the CryptoKitty that sold for over $300,000. Players can jump into these games and play them, usually online, because that's about the only way that this would make sense, and they can complete objectives, etc. to earn NFTs. Now these NFTs can then be sold on the marketplace to make a lot of money, and the entire NFT gaming space could become a center of some of the world's highest profit very quickly. But how can you get started in something like this, and what game should you play? It can truly be daunting, because there are so many games out there that you can play, but here are a few to go through. Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is a game based on the Axie line of NFTs, which might look at first just like a budget Pokemon, but this game is not messing around. It's the most popular game out there for new players too. In the game, like with Pokemon, players are encouraged to collect, raise, and battle these small Axie creatures and gain currency, which are known as Smooth Love Potions, or SLP. Using these potions, players can create new Axies, and because of this, the potions are in high demand on the market. There are 3 different methods of farming SLP, of course. You can battle monsters in adventure mode, fight player versus player in the arena, or completing daily missions and quests. At the moment, a single SLP is worth around 1 cent in US dollars, which means that you can sell 100 SLP for $1, which will take you maybe a couple hours to earn. The other use for the potions, as mentioned, is to breed the Axies, which then inherit the features of the parents. And if you can breed a superior Axie, you can then sell it on the market for an average of around $200. But that's not the maximum you can get, not by a long shot. One Axie, called Angel, was sold for around $130,000 in late 2020. The Sandbox. The Sandbox is another play-to-earn game that's making an enormous amount of noise at the moment, thanks to its highly successful beta test. In the Sandbox, as it might sound, almost anything is possible. It's a virtual metaverse that you can explore, buy land on, build on, create mini-games, or host games made by other people, or just run around playing these games. In the metaverse, the Sandbox has quickly risen to be one of the biggest names around. Using the in-game editor, you can create your own assets, build, and edit as well. Next, there's the game maker itself, which allows you to create games for other people to play. You don't need to be able to code either, as you can do it all just by using their handy creator. You will need to be able to come up with some ideas that make people want to actually play the games though, as you might expect. Lastly, there's a part that supports everything else in the Sandbox, the marketplace, where everyone can trade their creations as NFTs. Several tokens actually support the game's economy, like the Sand token, a cryptocurrency that can be traded for Ethereum, and of course, vice versa. The other currency is land, which you can use to actually buy land and populate it with digital experiences. Each of these pieces of land is an NFT that exists on the Ethereum blockchain, and thus each part represents a different piece of a world that can be played on. The other tokens that can be traded are the assets themselves, being the things that people have made, and thus they can be traded any way you see fit. Now their primary function is to be used in the game maker, thus helping to build the game itself and the experiences that players can enjoy. Everything is interwoven to create a compelling experience, and it's going to be huge when it launches publicly. Splinterlands. Splinterlands is another game that uses blockchain technology to support its trading card platform. Players collect cards with various different stats and abilities, and they can use them to take on other players in the game and battle using skill-based magical attacks. Players can also trade NFTs on the game, and this means that there are a lot of ways to make money in Splinterlands. There are 3 types of currency in the game: credits, dark energy crystals or DEC, and splinter shards or SPS. Credits are the in-game currency that can be used to buy card packs or can also be used on the marketplace. Dark energy crystals are earned by playing against other players competitively. They make it easier to get rare cards and buy exclusive items. SPS, on the other hand, are the governing tokens of the entire ecosystem. You can get your hands on SPS for every NFT or DEC token that you have in your possession, so the more you have, the more SPS you'll have, and the rarer your items will be, and so forth. In the future, the game's designers will add governance functionality to SPS, giving users a say in what happens in the future of the game, its world, and its ecosystem. SPS can currently be used to qualify for special tournaments and can also be staked, which, like every other stakeable cryptocurrency, will result in the owner earning passive income as the tokens are used to provide liquidity. Basically then, the more time and effort you invest in the game, the more your time and effort are worth and the more rewards you get, further incentivizing you to invest further time, effort, and currency. Just don't forget to actually play it as well. So as you can see, there are a lot of options out there for people who are total and absolute beginners to the NFT gaming concept to get involved and make themselves some money through cryptocurrency. The 3 I've mentioned here are just the tip of the iceberg too, as over the next year or so, maybe 20 high-profile games are going to be launching, including fantasy RPGs, more monster battlers, a sci-fi space exploration game a bit like No Man's Sky, but hopefully a lot better, and many, many more. There's never going to be a better time to get involved in the decentralized play-to-earn NFT gaming space, because sooner or later, it's going to become saturated with new players and opportunists, just like what happens with any other gold rush. So do yourself a favor and make sure you pay close attention to these games, because you might just be able to make yourself a bundle of cash that could see you able to quit your job and just play games all day long. What a dream, right? Technology is advancing at such a rate now that there's absolutely everything to gain from being a professional gamer and parlaying that into some sort of income that you can actually be very proud of. What a time to be alive. But what do you guys think about all of this play-to-earn NFT gaming stuff? Make some noise below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel with the notifications turned on so you don't miss out on some valuable news, gossip, and rumors about NFTs that could potentially make you very rich. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.